Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. This is April the 26th, 2020. Today, I'm going to use the same filling to make two different recipes. And I'm making like a spinach and chicken roll-ups, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that, as well as some stuffed pasta shells. So I'm going to start off with the filling. Hopefully you can see this. My tripod broke a couple of weeks ago, and I need to get me one, so I want y'all to bear with me. Now, to start with, I'm going to talk about what I did with the spinach. Now, I cooked a 10-ounce box of frozen spinach according to the package directions. Now, what you would want to do when the spinach is done, you will need to drain that very well and wring as much water out of it as you can, because you don't want your filling to be soggy. You don't want a soggy filling, if you catch my drift. The best thing to do is get you a clean dish towel, if you got cheesecloth, and just put the spinach in there and just wring it out over the sink. That'll be fine, and that'll be the best way to do. And it's ready to go. Now, here I got it in the bowl, and I'm going to add some other ingredients to it. I'm going to add 1 egg. That egg is frozen. Probably something wrong with my fridge. Hopefully not. But anyway, it'll work out. Now, 2 15-ounce packages of ricotta cheese. And I'm going to put it in here. Let me get this spoon. The other one. Now, whatever I don't use for the chicken, I'm going to stuff some pasta shells with it, and I'll show you here in a few minutes. Alright, now I'm going to add some spices. You just won't believe what nutmeg would do to a filling like this. So I'm going to use maybe about a quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, it doesn't take a whole lot, because a little goes a long way. When you use some black pepper, some Italian seasoning, you want your filling to be flavorful. Garlic powder, onion powder, and some salt. Now I'm using pink Himalayan salt, but you can use sea salt, kosher salt, or what you got. Not a whole lot, maybe about a teaspoon or so. Okay, I'll put that to the side. Now I'm going to get a spoon, and this is ready to be stirred up. I'm going to stir this up very well, and let all of the ingredients come together very, very well. I think it might need one more egg. Now, I don't know why. Let me pause this for a moment. Alright, everybody, welcome back. I am so sorry, but the good thing is I found another carton of eggs that were not frozen, so I apologize for that. So you will want to put in 2 fresh eggs here, and just make sure that you don't make a mess with the egg. I did not realize that but that egg was frozen until it was too late. But that's okay. It'll all work out. All right, now that's what the filling should look like right here when it's all combined together. Okay. Now, it's ready, set, go. Now, let me talk about the chicken. Alright, I made it safe and I'm so thankful. Now, you take, let me get a chicken breast. You would want to use boneless, skinless chicken breast. Okay? Now, what you would want to do, and I've got some already ready. Now what you want to do is take the breast of the chicken and get your knife. Now grown-ups use the knife, by the way, unless you're old enough to use one. Now take your knife, a good serrated knife would do, and go midways of the chicken, and you would want to cut. And be careful not to cut yourself. You want to cut all the way across. And if you don't do a good job, just like I didn't, then that would be fine. And I'm glad that how that came about. This is a perfectly half, and that's what you want. Now, with a meat mallet, the flat end of your meat mallet, if you don't have a meat mallet like this, you can use a rolling pin. And you would want to beat it out to about not a quarter inch, maybe a quarter inch thick, maybe a half inch thick. Somewhere along through there. You don't want it for it to be too flat. Okay? Now let me do this other one. And sometimes it don't turn out good, but that's okay. We can save it for something else. Like I've got a couple of these other pieces. Alright, so I'll say about 7 of these will be enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this filling and I'm going to spread it on here. Make sure that you put a generous portion of this filling. Okay. Then what you would want to do, you would want to roll it up. Okay. And see, some of the filling is coming out of it, but that should be okay. Now, I got my pan greased here, my glass pan. I got it greased with, I brushed on some olive oil. So I'm going to put this on. Now, if some of the filling comes out, like mine, I think it should be okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could secure this with a toothpick. Now, like I said, this is only a test. Alright? Let me pause this for a second. But before I do, very important, wash your hands every time you handle raw meat, because you don't want to get sick or make anybody else sick. So I want you to stay tuned. Alright, welcome back, everybody. I greatly apologize. I paused it and I found a spoon, a smaller spoon, and it worked out a lot better. Now, I've got 6 already in here. No, wait a minute. No, I've got 5 already in here. So I'm going to do the last 2 for you so you can see. Now, with a smaller spoon, now I've never made this before. I was just thinking of it. So, here you go. Take a heaping tablespoon and just spread it on each half of the chicken breast that you cut. Okay. Now what you would want to do, you would want to roll this up, and the end of it that you finished, you're going to put that side down. Okay. Now let's do this. One more. Now the rest of the filling I'm going to use to make stuffed pasta shells. Now I've got about 12 to 15 of them. Now I may or may not have enough filling for all 15 of them, but that's okay. If I don't, I can use those shells for something else. Alright, once again we got the spinach mixture. So 1 carton of frozen spinach that you cook according to the package directions and drain. Make sure that you get all the water out. Then you're going to add it to the bowl. Let me get this to the side here. Then you're going to add 2 15-ounce cartons of ricotta cheese. Add a little bit of nutmegs, black pepper, some Italian seasoning, 2 fresh eggs. Just make sure they're not frozen. But anyway, some garlic powder and onion powder. Now, let me wash my hands again. This is extremely important. Okay? Very important, like I said. Alright, here we go. Now, what I'm going to do with this, I've got my oven preheated at 375. Okay? Now, I'm going to open up this jar of marinara sauce. Makes life a lot easier. And then I'm going to sort of pour it all over the chicken. Now, you can put as much on here or as little. Now, I'm not going to use probably just maybe a half a jar. And that's it. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'll save that when I make the stuffed pasta shells, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. Now, I'm going to take some of this shredded Italian cheese. If I can get it open. Sometimes these things don't want to open on you, but that's okay. Carefully with a knife. I'm going to sprinkle this with cheese, and to the oven it goes. 375. I'm going to say probably about 35 minutes or so. Okay, there's one dish out of the way. So into the oven this goes. 375 for about 35 minutes or so. You want your chicken to get good and done. Okay, you don't want to eat raw meat because it'll make you sick. So I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to put this in the oven. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the stuffed pasta shells. So stay tuned. Alright everybody, you can tell that I've been busy. I've got the chicken in the oven. It's got about 35 minutes to go. I'm going to say about 35-40 minutes on that. In the meantime, I've been preparing the stuffed pasta shells, and I'm taking the remaining filling that I used to put in the chicken to make the stuffed pasta shells. Now, I had about 12 to 15 pasta shells. Now, I don't think I'm going to use all of it, all the shells that I'm aware of, but that's okay. I'll use it for something else. Now, you just want to take your spoonful and just put them in here. Now, what I did to the pan was I took some of this marinara sauce that I opened up, and I just poured it on the bottom. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This makes 13, so almost perfect. Okay. So that had about 7 or 8. I got about 7 I got 7 chicken roll-ups in the oven. All right, scrape the pan. So I mean, scrape the bowl. Make sure nothing goes to waste. All right, here we go. Now, let me take this filling. I mean, not this filling, but this sauce. Pour it over it. Okay, there we go. Let me wash my hands off a little bit. And the cheese. You can put as much cheese on there, just shredded Italian cheese. Alright, this is going in along with the chicken for about 35 minutes or so. So I want you to stay tuned. Alright everybody, my dishes are done. The chicken roll-ups are done, as well as the stuffed pasta shells. So I'm going to get me a fork. I'm going to dig in. Sorry about that. I hope I was able to get most of this on camera on my phone. Alright, here we go. I'm going to sample the chicken for you. The chicken was in the oven for about 40 minutes. So this should be done. And I pray that the good Lord bless this food. Oh my. That looks good. It turned out really good. Can't you see? Really, really good, and I'm so thankful. Alright. Here we go. This is incredibly hot. Incredibly hot. That is so good. It's amazing how that turned out. You've seen me make pasta shells before. Those turned out really good. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed Sunday. Keep those subscribers coming.